Let's talk about ads, specifically Unity ads. In this video, we will discuss how to boost your game's revenue and make millions using those advertisements. Now, millions is a bit of an exaggeration, but you can make decent amount of money using advertisements alone. In this video, we will be implementing ads in an actual game. First, we will be setting up our project for ads. Then we will create our own ad measure plugin. In the next step, we will test run the ads on actual device like Android device. And lastly, we'll finalize our ad settings for our final game export. So we will be covering both basic and advanced aspects of the Unity ads. So let me show you how you can implement these ads in your game. So the first step is to switch your Unity project to the platform you are planning to upload your game to. In my case, I will be using Android. Once the project is successfully switched, go to Edit, Project Settings, Services. If it's not loaded, simply click on Retry button. In my case, it's already loaded. Select the organization and the Unity will automatically link the project. If it somehow shows an error for being unable to link to the Unity services, click on Refresh Access. After that, confirm that the app is not targeted to the audience under 13 and hit save. After that, click on the dashboard and this will take you to the Unity dashboard. If you're not already logged in, make sure you do so. This will lead you to the project page where you can change the project name and icon as well. From here, you can click on the Back to the Gaming Services and click on Monetization Ads from the left sidebar. Click on Get Started and select that you are planning to use Unity ads. And select I want to start fresh. If your app isn't live yet, choose My app is not live yet on the Google Play Store. And after that, you will find your game IDs for both Android and iOS. Select Finish. And now you can click on Add Units to find your game IDs, add unit IDs. Each game has its own unique game ID for respective platforms, and each platform has its own add unit IDs. So make sure to save these game IDs and add unit IDs as we will be using them later on. And yeah, that's it for the Unity dashboard for now. Let's move on to the installation of Unity Ads SDK in our project. Go to the window, then select Package Manager, select Unity Registry from top left corner. After that, in the Unity Package Manager window, search for Advertisement Legacy, click on Install, and wait for the installation to complete. Great, now the Unity Ads SDK has been successfully installed and we are done with the first step of our configuration part. Next, we need to do the coding. However, you don't have to write any code here because I will provide you the link to the plugin that I'm making in the description. And also very important, it's not something that I invented. Unity documentation have everything that I'm explaining. So yeah, just in case if you're wondering. As an overview, we will be creating 5 scripts. One for initializing our ads after they has been initialized. We will create 3 other scripts for loading and showing banner, interstitial, and rewarded video ads in our game. And lastly, we will create our ad manager script, which will be a singleton class. Before getting into it, let's understand what callback is. A callback is expected to be called when specific event or condition occurs. Callbacks allows us to execute code in response to an event. In this case, for example, if rewarded video ad is completed, then it will tell us it's completed. With that callback, we can distribute rewards. And yeah, that's kind of a general idea of the callback. Before diving deep into the code part for the ads, let's discuss how ads actually work. The ads must be initialized before we can load them, and after initialization of the ads must be loaded before they can be shown. But sometimes the loading process takes time. This can lead to issues with fulfillment rates and may give rise to minor bugs. Allow me to explain. Let's say you are planning to show an ad at the game over screen. Traditionally, after the player loses, you would call the load ad function, and if ad is available, it will be shown immediately to the user. So far, so good. But what if Unity encounters difficulty in loading the ad or takes some time to do so? The displaying of the ad might be skipped, resulting in drop in fulfillment rate. In my experience, this can lead to multiple ads being shown in the next ad call, or even during the gameplay. To prevent this, what we will do is load the ad at the start of the game. After the game is over, we'll show the ad. Once the ad is displayed, we will initiate the loading of another ad without waiting for the next game over event. In this way, even if it takes some time to load the ad, the player will be still playing the game. And how we'll achieve this is basically just call the load function in the show ad function. Right after it shows the ad, we will immediately load the ad. And this cycle continues. Now with that information in our mind, it's time to start initializing our ads. In Initialize ad script, before anything, add Unity engine.advertisement on top. For the variables, you need game ID for both Android and iOS, a boolean to check whether we are in the testing mode or not, a private variable for current game ID. This variable will indicate whether we are on the Android, iOS, or in the editor, and which game ID to use. If we are on the Android, the game ID will be set to the Android one, and so on. To determine that, in a wake method, we will write the following logic. If Unity underscore iOS set ID is equals to iOS game ID, elif Unity underscore Android set game ID is equals to Android game ID. Elif Unity underscore editor set game ID is equals to Android game ID. This is just for testing purposes though. And we will close that with and if. Then we will check if not advertisement.initialized and advertisement.supported. Then we'll call the advertisements.initialize function, which requires the game ID, current test status, the instance of our scripts to be used as a callback handler. Since this script is set for the callback handler, we need to implement the interface for the callback handler, which is Unity Ads initialization listener. After that, add this interface. You can right click on this interface and select implement interface to save the time and avoid writing unnecessary code. This will create two functions, on initialization complete and on initialization failed. These functions are used as callback for our initialize function to let us know whether the ads has been initialized or not. Simply debug some messages here. Now for the next three scripts, banner, interstitial and rewarded ads, we will be needing variable for ad unit IDs for both Android and iOS. Each of these three scripts will require a private variable to store their respective ad unit ID, which will be selected using elif condition to determine whether we need to set our private ad unit ID variable to Android or iOS. All three of these scripts will be needing this elif condition and variables, so you can copy paste these to all other scripts as well, just like I did. Let's begin with interstitial ad. Let's first create a public function for load interstitial ad. In this function, we will use advertisement.load, and in the parameters, we will send ad unit ID and this script as a callback handler. We'll have to implement the interface for this function as well. So add Unity Ads load listener after implementing the interface. These functions can be initially left empty or they can be used as debugging purposes if we encounter any issues later on. I'm adding debugging messages in some of them. Next, let's create a function for showing the ads. We'll create a function called show interstitial ad. In this function, type in advertisement.show ad unit ID and send this script as a callback handler. After the ad is shown, we'll call the load interstitial function, so it will immediately load the next ad as we discussed previously. And obviously for callback purposes, again we will have to implement the interface. So add the interface for this Unity show ad listener. After the interface has been implemented, you can see the function. There are 4 different functions here. Only useful function here is Unity Ad Show Complete, which we can use for distributing rewards. However, most games don't offer rewards on interstitial ads. The rewards are typically given on the rewarded ads. So let's move on to those. Now copy all the function from interstitial ad script to the rewarded ad script. Change the name of load interstitial ads and show interstitial ads to load rewarded ads and show rewarded ads respectively. Add the same exact interfaces here as well. The only difference now is in the own Unity Ad Show Complete callback. Here we have to grant some rewards. If you prefer to show ad without offering reward, you can basically leave this function empty as well. But if you want to grant rewards, to check if the user have seen your complete ad, you can check if placement is double equals to our ad unit ID and show complete state dot equals Unity Ads Show Complete state dot completed. And if this is true, we will grant some rewards. I will handle this later on. And great, interstitial and rewarded ads are all set up. Let's move on to the banner ads. There is one tiny bit of a addition that you have to do in the banner ads. In the wake method, you need to add the banner position using advertisement.banner.setPosition bannerPosition.bottom center, or you can use top center, whatever position you are planning to show your banner ad. This sets the position of the banner ad. Next, to load the banner ad, create load banner ad function. Banner load options. Options is equals to new banner load options to create new instance of banner load options. This is used to specify the additional callbacks for loading the banners. There are 2 callbacks to handle here, on banner loaded and on banner load error. Next, call the advertisement.banner.load. Pass in the ad unit ID and options for the callbacks. You can leave the callbacks, but you can add some text if you need them for debugging purposes. To show the banner, create show banner ad function. Similar to the loading, create new instance of banner options by using banner options. Options is equals to new banner options. This will use to specify additional callback for showing the banner. There are 3 different callbacks to handle here: on banner shown, on banner clicked, and on banner hidden. Once banner is loaded, it can be shown again without needing to load it repeatedly. And after that, we'll call the advertisement.banner.show and pass in the ad unit IDs and options for the callback handler. And for these callbacks, we also have to implement all the functions here. So let's do that. We also have to create a function to hide a banner ad. To hide banner ad, simply use advertisement.banner.hide to hide the banner ad. And yeah, that's pretty much it for all of our scripts. Finally, we need an ad manager script for our ad manager plugin. You need reference of ad initialization script, interstitial banner and rewarded ad script here as well, which we will later set from the inspector. For the class itself, create a static instance of ad manager and set it to private. In awake method, check if instance is not null and it's not equal to this game object. If this condition is true, destroy the game object. Otherwise, set the instance to this game object and you can use don't destroy on load function and pass in this game object to keep the object persistent. This allows you to call the static class from anywhere in your game. Additionally, load the banner, interstitial and rewarded ad at the start of the game by calling banner ads.load banner ads, interstitial.load interstitial ad, and rewarded.load rewarded ads. This step is quite important, so don't forget this. In the hierarchy, create an empty game object and name it ads manager. Attach all the scripts on this game object. After assigning all the respective script instances, you need to copy game ID and add unit IDs here as well. So let's do that as well. Make sure you double check the game ID and add unit ID here. And finally, we can check is testing to be true. And there we go. We have our plugin for our game. This specific plugin can be used in any game project which use Unity Ads. Before we dive further into the implementation of ads in the game, it would be a lot different as game manager and game scenario would be different for each game. But if you want to follow along, I am linking the exact project in the description. I'm showing the implementation in actual game to exactly show you how you can incorporate this plugin into your own project. With that aside, let's discuss our ad strategy. So in our ad strategy, we would like to show the banner ad at the start of the screen and hide it at the end of the screen. We'll show the interstitial ad after every 3 games played. And for the rewarded ad, we will show the rewarded ad when the multiplier button is pressed. And after the ad is completed, the incrementation of score will be by 2 instead of 1 for the next game only. So yeah, that is our ad strategy. And yeah, let's start the implementation process. Let's do the banner ad first. We need to show the banner ad at the start of the screen, but the problem with that, if we try to show the banner ad at the start of the screen by typing adsmanager.instance.bannerad.showBannerAd, and if we test it, it will either give an exception or it will not load the banner ad at the start of the screen, even if you don't get an exception. To fix this problem, start a coroutine with few seconds of delay in the awake method of the game manager. In that, after a few seconds of delay, you can call adsmanager.instance.bannerad.showBannerAd, and this will fix the problem. And to hide the banner ad, when the game is over, type in adsmanager.instance.bannerad.hideBannerAd in the game over function, or in my case, when the score is either less than 0 or it's greater than 10. Basically, the game is over and we will hide the banner ad here. And to show it again, when the game is restarted, you can again call the adsmanager.instance.bannerad.showBannerAd. Now let's do the testing, and as you can see, it's perfect. So now let's move on to the interstitial ads. Now for the interstitial ad, we need to keep track of the number of game played. Create an integer variable game played and initialize it with 1. Increment the gameplay variable in the restart game function, and in the update function, check if game played mod 3 is double equals to 0. If it's true, call the addManager.instance.interstitial.add.showInterstitialAd and copy this to the other condition as well. And this should be it for the interstitial ad. Now let's test them as well. As you can see, it's perfect. It's showing after 3 games. And lastly, let's implement the rewarded ad. Create a boolean variable for is rewarded and initialize it with false. This will keep track of whether the user have watched the ad or not. And after that, only for the next game, the reward must be granted. In my end button script, when the multiply function is called, I will call the addManager.instance.rewardedAds.showRewardedAd to show the rewarded ad. Now go to the rewarded ad script. In the onUnity Ad Show complete callback, set the game manager.instance.rewarded is equals to true. And after that, we will restart the game. So you can call the restart function here. So when the ad is finished, this will automatically restart the main screen. In the add score function, check if is rewarded is equals to true. Increment score by 2, otherwise in the else condition, increment it by 1. To ensure that the score increment is reset when replaying the game, so the rewarded ad would be valid for only one game. To do that, set the is rewarded is equals to false in the end game logic in the update function, again for the both conditions here. Now let's test all of these. As you can see, the ads are completely perfect for each of the scenario. And with these implementation, you have successfully added the ads in your game. Before jumping on to the finalization of the ads, it's a wise idea to test the ads on mobile device. As you can see, the ads are running pretty good on the mobile device as well. If the banner is not showing the first time, try increasing the coroutine delay to like 4 to 3 seconds here. This should fix the problem. After the testing is complete, let's finalize the app to be uploaded to the Google Play Store. So the first thing you need to do here before making a final build is to turn off is testing option in the ads manager from the inspector. Next, you need to set up a Google Play app page and store listing. Once everything is set up, go to Unity dashboard, select your project, go to the project settings. You have to add the Google licensing key here. To find your Google licensing key, go to your Google Play Store console, select your app, scroll down the left section, select the monetization setup. In the monetization setup, scroll down a bit and under licensing, you will find your Google Play licensing key. Copy that and paste it here, hit save, and now go back to the gaming services. After that, click on monetization, select settings, scroll down until you find store IDs. Here you have to give a link to the published game. Note that for this step you have to have a published game, so you can come back and add this link later as well, but it is very important that you add this link here. For now, assuming game is already uploaded, so I'm just giving it a link. When you paste the URL, it will automatically detect the game. Select and save it. Scroll down at the bottom where there is a testing mode option. You can select the override client testing mode, then select force testing mode off here. You can turn it off for either platforms. For now, I'm turning it off for Google Play. There are a couple of additional settings in the App Store compliance. If your game is targeting kids, you can enable Google Design for Families and Apple Kids category to avoid any bans. Additionally, you can also enable the analytics connection for Google Play and App Store here as well to enhance the performance of the ads. Just make sure you fill in all the information in the respective stores as well. And yeah, this is pretty much it. Wait for 1 or 2 days. If you are seeing the test ad, make sure you haven't added your device to the testing device in the Unity dashboard. With that being said, if you still have any sort of questions, you can comment down below. I will happy to help you out. If you're still watching the video till the very end, consider subscribing to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. And hope this video helps you make millions. See ya!